Hey you guys, welcome to Consume the Goodness. My name is Kendra. I'm a certified lifestyle and weight management coach, and this channel combines healthy lifestyle with God's Word. And today I'm just going to talk really quick about something that I had on my mind, and that's all. I worry so much about these types of videos that it's not good, or it's going to be a lot of rambling, kind of like right now. You know, it's not entertaining enough, or maybe because it is really me just sharing stuff that's popping in my head, that it's going to come out really just scattered. I hope that's not the case, but I am going to do this because things have just been there's just been a lot of things the past week or so, like a whole range of things. Some very sad stuff, like tragic, traumatizing things, some really exciting and new things, and then just stuff that's in between. Plus, you know, all the other regular stuff that is going on. So there have been a lot of things. I thought about doing a rerun because that's usually what I kind of fall back on. And I decided against that. I decided I'm just going to share some stuff with you guys before I go to bed. And, you know, I hope that it's encouraging. So really, I just wanted to talk about or remind us to not get too comfortable, because it can be really damaging. It can be really not so great. It is good to be comfortable in our environment. Yes. There are, of course, times that being uncomfortable is terrible. Like when you're uncomfortable at home. We shouldn't be uncomfortable with the person that we're living with or in a relationship with, or at work, or with our friends. Actually, now that I'm thinking about this, even this that I'm saying, thinking about all of the terrible situations where we might be uncomfortable in our homes, in an abusive relationship, in a toxic work environment, or, you know, whatever the thing might be. Even then, we have to be uncomfortable before we get comfortable. Things have to be really uncomfortable. Maybe it's a really uncomfortable conversation, or an uncomfortable filing a police report, or uncomfortable leaving that job and then money is tight for a while till you get another job. Like, even in those situations where it's like, I should not be uncomfortable here. I should be comfortable at work. I should be comfortable at home. But in order to get to that point, we have to be uncomfortable so much. I know I've said this before in other videos, but I'm going to say it again, that we gain comfort from discomfort. We find comfort in discomfort. I hope that makes sense. And maybe by the end of this video, all this stuff that I'm going to ramble about, it'll make even more sense. Anyway, today what I really wanted to talk about is not getting too comfortable. You might be asking,
Kendra, what do you mean? Give us some examples of being too comfortable.
Okay. Here's some examples of what getting too comfy looks like, or what can happen when we get too comfortable. Staying in our comfort zones, while it's nice and cozy there and it feels really safe, there can be a lot of downsides to staying, consciously and purposely staying in our comfort zones. It really can hold us back in a lot of areas. When I was thinking about this, I started to ask myself, why? Like, why? If we know that so much growth and wisdom and improvement and all of those great things, if we know that so much of that comes from being uncomfortable, then why do we try so hard to stay comfortable? Like I said, some of you guys know that I have talked about this before, how like pushing out of our comfort zones, or even me, sometimes I will do things on purpose on this channel that are very uncomfortable for me, but I do them on purpose because I want to push myself out of my comfort zone. I want to make sure that I do it in any area, because I want to make a habit of making sure I'm thinking about, ooh, I haven't done anything uncomfortable in a while. I want to do that because I gain something from it. I gain confidence. I gain some type of experience. So then I learn something, you know, all these different things. So pretty big on being uncomfortable. So I'm going to list a few things and then hopefully provide encouragement after the thing that I say. Okay, so that initial question was why? If we know that so much greatness, so much growth and improvement and wisdom comes from being uncomfortable, why do we try so hard to stay comfortable? Maybe a reason is fear. Maybe we're afraid to fail, or we're afraid to fall. But you know what the best part is about falling? Some of you guys probably already know what I'm going to say. We get to get back up. It takes strength and effort to get back up. It might be a challenge. It might be really hard. It might take a whole lot of effort to get back up. But it feels so good when we are standing back on our feet again. Maybe the reason why we try so hard to stay in our comfort zone is pride. You know, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to look bad. I don't want people to think I don't know what I'm doing. But I will tell you in my experience that humbling ourselves and being open about our failures, even sharing our failures, not being ashamed of them, is inspiring, and it's helpful, and it's admirable. It might be uncomfortable, but if we have a perspective of looking at it like this is humbling and helpful versus this is humiliating, then that can be really helpful. I really do need to go to bed, but I really want to get this, I really want to share this, because I do think that it could possibly be encouraging to some people out there. I'm gonna finish my thought that I want to share with you guys before I go to bed. Okay, what might another reason be to really stay in our comfort zones? Maybe it's laziness. Maybe we're staying in our comfort zone because that's what's easy. It really doesn't take much effort to lay around and watch TV and scroll through social media. Please do not get me wrong. It is great to have down days. I think that we all should have some down days where we're just relaxing. We're not doing anything. We don't have to think too hard. It's just super laid back. I do think that those days are important. But too much of it, I don't think that's good. Too much of it is not helping us. It's not good for us mentally. It's not good for us physically. We really aren't growing or doing anything. Even if we happen to be watching something that's educational or motivating, it's still not actually doing anything, if that makes sense. Or we're not actually doing anything. Like, we're learning something, we're being inspired, we're being motivated, but we're staying in our comfort zone. We're not actually applying anything that we're taking in. We're not applying anything that we're learning. We're not being productive or accomplishing anything. I hope that this makes sense. Maybe a reason why we try so hard to stay in our comfort zones is just a lack of understanding, at least as far as like maybe fitness goes. Let's say that we either don't work out at all because it's uncomfortable, or we do work out, but it is the exact same thing over and over and over. Exact same amount of time, exact same amount of effort. If it's strength training, exact same amount of weights, the exact same pace. If we're walking, like nothing ever changes. We do the same thing over and over and over. Nothing ever changes because it's comfortable. We want to stay in our comfortable routine. So in that sense, and actually that can be applied to many different areas, but I'm not going to go on using all different kinds of examples because then I'll be talking forever. I don't want to do that for you guys, and I don't want to do that for me because I'm really tired. I'm ready to go to bed. I took my shower. I am ready to go to bed. I'm just going to use the workout thing as an example, either not working out at all or doing the exact same stuff every single time we work out. Maybe the reason we do that and stay in our comfort zone in that area is just simply because of a lack of knowledge, like a lack of understanding how dangerous it truly is for our health to be inactive or to not push ourselves, to not build endurance and to not improve in our fitness. Being consistently active might not be as comfy as being consistently laid back, but at what cost will we choose to stay comfortable and not make our physical health a priority, or being physically active? It truly negatively affects our bodies inside and out. The excess weight, the visceral fat, the less active we are, our hearts, our lungs, our bones, our muscles, our brains, everything is just weaker. And that's not good for us. That's not good for our health. It's not good for our mood or our sleep or our creativity or our energy. You see what I'm saying? So it might not be super comfortable to push yourself to get up and just do a workout. It might not be super comfortable to push yourself to increase the amount of weights that you're lifting, or to throw in 30-second intervals of running periodically throughout your walk. It might not be super comfortable, but it is so worth it. We feel better. We feel better mentally. We will feel better physically. Our organs are going to function better. Our thoughts are going to be clear. Our sleep is going to be better. Our health, in general, I'll just say, will be improved. Like, how many of you guys have been told by a doctor or a physical therapist that, okay, yeah, I know you're in a lot of pain, but you have to move and exercise to reduce your pain? It seems really hard to hear. Like, I'm in pain though. I don't want to get up and go for a walk. I don't want to do these resistance bands because it hurts. It's uncomfortable. But in order to get to the comfort, we have to work through the discomfort. That's kind of like the whole point of the video. Not just when it comes to working out. I mean, in everything, in every area of our lives. I feel like pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone can be so helpful and so beneficial. Pushing harder, switching things up, trying something new, because things are elevated. Our endurance is increased. Our knowledge is increased. We might fall. We might be like, okay, I'm going to take this risk and try this thing. I don't know. I might fail. No, maybe nobody's going to like it. Maybe nobody is going to go for this. I might not be successful. This might be a flop. But that's how we learn. That's how we grow. And if we are only staying in our comfortable bubble, then that's just what we are, is staying. We are just staying in our comfort zone. We're not going anywhere. We're staying there. It's stagnant. And when we stay, we don't really have very much concern. We don't have any concern about pushing harder and trying harder and, having goals that we want to reach, pushing to reach those goals and improving in every area of our lives. We always have things to learn. We always have room to improve. And if we're staying only in our comfort zone, then that really can hold us back from all of that falling and failing, and then learning from those and growing and trying, and then figuring out it didn't work that way. Okay, I'm going to push myself out of my comfort zone again and try it a different way and see if that works. It might not work, but I'm going to try it and see what happens. And then if it doesn't work, I'm going to take what I learned from that and I'm going to put it somewhere else. And I'm telling you, this can be applied to anything. This can be applied to the way that we eat. Learning about a certain way of eating. It was uncomfortable for me to start eating low carb, to start eating keto, because in my schooling, I was taught it was all food pyramid, and that's the way that I ate, and that's whatever. And then everything that I learned, I basically had to, it was very uncomfortable, but my health was at such a bad point that I had to try. Is this uncomfortable for me? Yes, because everything in my brain, all the stuff that I learned, is telling me that this is a horrible way to eat. Don't eat this way. Don't cut this stuff out. It's so bad for you. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. This is going to happen. And it was uncomfortable for me to try it. But my health got so bad that I was like, I'm going to try because I don't want to die. It was really bad. My health got to a very bad point. So I tried it. I learned and I applied what I was learning, and I tried different things. And then I was pleasantly surprised that all these things that I was told that would happen, that I should be really afraid of, all this terrible bad health, bad energy, my medical stuff is all going to get even worse. It was the complete opposite. It was uncomfortable, but it's still worth it to get to a point of health where I am now. Do I still have health issues? Do I still pass out sometimes? Do I still have the symptoms? Yeah. But it's still different. It's still improved, which I will take any day. It can be applied to exercise. It can be applied to work, just different life goals that we have, relationships that we have, conversations that maybe need to be had that are uncomfortable. But once you work through the uncomfortable conversation, the end result, I feel like I'm talking too much, or talking in circles, or both. One of the two or both. Like I just said. Okay, I need to go to bed. The whole point of this is it's great to be comfortable. It's good to have a comfort zone. It's good to have that, a nice, cozy, whatever. But just for us to not get too comfortable and to stay way too comfortable. If that makes sense. Well, that's the end of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate all of your support so much. Truly, I really do. Thank you for everything that has helped this channel grow. I do appreciate you guys. I love you so much. God bless. And I hope to have you back for the next one.